I have this noise marine from a few years ago that I haven't made yet. So, let's get on with this. I consider myself defeated by the packaging. Take that, packaging. Now, to be fair, I already have noise marines, but I do not have one wielding a guitar gun. Anyone complaining about me dropping it on the floor? My bin is there. Like right down the back. And I am not getting up in order to put stuff in the bin. Not at the moment. So let's see what's in here. Okay, so it'll open up from there. Now this isn't going to be a hard one, or it's not going to take too long, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay, I take that back. For a single model, that is quite complicated. So it's the sprue for the one character. And the bottom. And of course, big chunk of plastic. I can assure you, when this is done, all that goes in the bin. So, what do the instructions say? Read this first. Okay. Please refer to this instruction booklet carefully. A pair of plastic cuts are required to remove the plastic components from the kit from their frame. Most people don't even advise that, but I'll take it. Okay, they're advising a sculpting tool to clean up parts, and also I will need glue. It has worked for everything else. Right, so part 1. I need to track down part 1 and part 2, which is the front of the body and the back of the body. Now this is part 1. Get my little cutters out. Okay, and the back of the body is part 2. Where would part 2 be? Oh, you're here. I should stop looking for the image that I want. And start paying attention to numbers, because numbers are important. So now we have a selection of files. Let's find the little bits that are messed up and tidy them up. Just do this bit carefully. You were attached to both feet. That's what that bit of mess is. Let's get that off. a little bit left on there to take off. There you go. And there you go. That's that bit cleaned up. Now get the center of this shoulder as well. It's a little bit over here. Okay, that's that bit cleaned up, and we've got this little bit on the edge here, and there were only 3 contact points from number 2. Okay, and that's tidied up. Put a little dab of glue around there. Try not to put on too much and make a mess. So you know usually where I say dry fit it first? This is where I should be taking my own advice. So we put that there. No, okay, fine, I'll put somewhere where we can see. Then wow, it's already going to the next step. So let's get number 4 and 5 out. Yeah, let's get number 4 and 5 out because they're up next, which is this foot. I think it's a foot. Yes, it is. It is. I think that's the, yeah, that's the back of the foot. Okay. It's only a little bit of connections on that. And number 5 is an arm. I'm not entirely sure that adding the arm at this point is a good idea, but I think I might ignore the instructions again. You know, as is tradition for me. It's just if I stick this on now and I get the angle slightly wrong, it will never connect with the guitar, which it's supposed to. Which means that the Marine will just be playing an open chord forever. Which may not sound like a problem, but it'll definitely sound like a problem when you encounter it. So I will keep that to the side. So that's the back strap of the guitar. That is the front strap of the guitar. And we're really sticking that last arm on after the guitar and everything else, are we? Okay. And this sort of bonds on like that, but level with the floor. Oh, there's a little back of the foot missing. definitely not the order I would have assembled this in. So we need number 3 from the next section, which is this. So how does this go in? Like that? Yeah. Okay, so that goes on like that. But this will be our reference to the floor. And that foot kind of goes like that. That sort of looks like the right angle. Okay, let's put a little bit of glue in there. Now you'll notice I'm not sticking it down onto the pad yet, because not even I think that's a good idea. I just need it to be level with the ground so that it'll stand on it in the end. Well, I don't actually need to use the final stand for that, do I? I can stand it up there. Okay, like that, then the entire foot standing, and we're okay. So that's going to need a few minutes to dry. So I'm going to, I mean, it's quite obvious which piece the guitar is, right? So I can safely cut that out and not find the guitar bolter. So as I can safely determine which part that is, if I remove it now from the sprue, we'll be fine. I mean, there's no... Wow, that was a squeak. So there you go. And of course we need to get number 8. Again, there's not much chance of me getting this bit mistaken for anything else. So I'm not that worried about cleaning it early. Just trying to find somewhere to clean out the file that was not like all over my chair. bit there. Wow, that's a lot to get rid of. Okay, so that's that. The next lot is literally sticking stuff to the main body. So once that's dry enough. Okay, you're dry enough to be worked on. Now I would say if your entire show didn't revolve around, or doesn't revolve around doing this, give things the proper time to dry. It's in direct contact with the knee, or wow, that's not even close. So it basically ends up around that position. Oops, don't lose the thing. Okay, so if I hold that there, give it a minute. Okay, so that needs to dry for a little bit. The next section is the backpack and the amp. I think the backpack can be safely separated without mistake. Well, that one just snapped out on its own. Wow, it's so small. It's only fair. If I'm going to rob them, I may as well put them back. Just clean up this bit. And that bit's cleaned up. Hopefully by now the arm will be stuck sufficiently. that's a very difficult one to do. So put that like that. That'll balance on its own and hold itself up. So I should be getting ready to put that on, but I think I could just about handle doing the little amp. At least I'm guessing that's what this thing is supposed to be. Okay, it didn't break my monitor. We're good. Okay. That's very nearly everything, so I shouldn't be rushing. This arm needs to go around here, but like that, because that is the whammy bar. I believe it's still called that. I learned all my guitar from Guitar Hero, so don't expect much. Okay. So we're just going to let that dry a little bit. I prefer to put it in a place where gravity will be pushing down on it up until the end, because, well, sort of have, gravity will hold it in place, which means it'll work better. Then we've got the helmet. Wow, like a small part, the mohawk on this marine's head is actually a separate item that needs to be stuck. Again, when I'm doing my AFX kits and having a go at them, because it's like, oh, this doesn't need to be this, or like they don't need to do this, and blah blah blah. These are the things I'm thinking of where you get stupidly intricate detailing on the sprue. It's not really a problem having a less detailed sprue. I don't have an issue with it, but after you've done these for a while and you go back, it's just like Pay attention to what you're doing. When dealing with chaos, remember, pay attention. It's sharp. Okay, where's the little edge bit that I'm missing? Okay, I think I've got it. Did you go on this way? No. This way? This way? I mean, that feels like it. Oh yeah, okay then, that's it. Oh, I see the edges. Ow! That went under my fingernail. Okay, ignore that whole bit where I had it backwards. Okay, and that should have dried enough by now to be touched. So now we just put a seam around the edge of the backpack. Like such. What does this connect to? Oh, you pop onto that. Ah. Oh, nice. So just tack a little bit in here. And a little bit on there. And we are now too small for my fingers. And there you go. Now the only thing left is to put the head on, put that bit on, then do that bit and that. Maybe this. Okay, there's a bit left. Okay, my glue has decided to stop giving me glue. This glue is sort of its own solvent, so... Fine. I would prefer not to be getting my fingers covered in glue, so let's get that cleaned up. I don't imagine this stuff's good for me. I mean, you're coming out just fine, so... And yes, I know, I'm complaining about glue one second, then putting it everywhere the next. Okay, his head is even forced into a direction. So the big flare is off to the side at the front. And there. Gotta be careful doing this. Oops. Cut too far. I missed the box. That one there is a box full of these things. And apparently that is now a tick, which I think it means I'm done. So it was a bit quicker than I expected, but actually, no, I was expecting like 5-10 minutes. 35 is pretty good for one model at least. So Here's the wee beastie. Focus, please. Oh, no, off there. Can you focus there? Yes, you can. Okay. So that's quite a nice model. As I said, as you can see, there's a silly amount of detail on this thing. I mean, just to note, that's my finger. So this is actually a lot better picture than I see of it. Oop. The autofocus is very unreliable and tends to make me seasick while editing, so I don't ever use it. It means I have to manual focus like that all the time. So, thank you for coming to, well, my noise marine build. The lighting's lower than normal, I'm gonna fix that, but see you next time, I guess. Bye.